Hello friends, in ancient Greece there lived a man named Athenodorus of Soli. He was the pupil of Zeno, the founder of Stoicism. His brother was the famous philosopher, and he died in the year 275 BC. So who was he? Why should we know about him? And what can we learn from his life? That is what we are going to find out in today's episode. But before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of our future uploads. Let's jump into the first point right now. Number 1, Athenodorus was a pupil of Zeno. When Athenodorus was still young, he studied under the renowned philosopher Zeno of Citium and absorbed his teachings, which had a profound impact on his life and philosophy. One of the most significant contributions of Athenodorus to Stoicism was his effort to systematize and organize the teachings of Zeno. It was Athenodorus who is said to have suggested to Zeno that he should write down his ideas and thoughts. But let us stop for a moment and talk more about Zeno. Zeno of Citium was not only a philosopher, but also the founder of Stoicism, a Hellenistic philosophy founded in Athens in the early 3rd century BC. During Zeno's lifetime, Stoicism became very popular among the upper classes of Athens, and many prominent figures studied under him. But Zeno wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. His path to becoming a philosopher began when he experienced a series of unfortunate events in his life. In fact, he had a humble beginning. His father passed away when Zeno was still young, and this left Zeno and his mother to fend for themselves. They didn't have enough money, so his mom took some valuables and mortgaged them to make sure Zeno received a good education. Unfortunately, his mother later lost all their property and ultimately died. Even though Zeno tried to save her from death, his efforts were in vain. So when Zeno was just 14 years old, he had to start working to survive. But despite these difficult circumstances, Zeno didn't lose hope. Instead, he turned to philosophy for guidance. He became the student of Crates of Thebes, an Athenian philosopher. After studying under Crates for a few years, Zeno decided to travel to Athens and study under other philosophers. However, during his travels, he met a ship captain named Stilpo, who introduced him to Cynic philosophy. Cynics believed that virtue was the sole good in life, and that one should reject societal norms and conventions. Although Zeno adopted some aspects of Cynic philosophy, he soon realized that he couldn't agree with everything they taught. This led him to develop his own philosophy, which he called Stoicism. But how did Stoicism become so popular? Well, it was partly due to the fact that Zeno offered free lectures at the Stoa, a public colonnade in Athens. It was here that he attracted a large number of students, including some of the most influential people in Athens. These students, known as the First Academy, helped spread the teachings of Stoicism throughout the city. However, back to Athenodorus. After studying under Zeno for many years, Athenodorus eventually succeeded in persuading his teacher to write down his thoughts and ideas. This resulted in Zeno's book, The Discourses, a collection of 350 pages containing the main points of Stoic philosophy. The book was divided into 3 parts, each dealing with different aspects of Stoicism. The first part covered ethics, physics, and logic. The second part focused on politics and the duties of a citizen, and the third part discussed happiness, pleasure, and pain. Zeno's discourses played a crucial role in preserving and transmitting Stoic philosophy to future generations. Before its rediscovery in the 1950s, it was considered a lost work of antiquity. The discovery of the discourses gave scholars an invaluable resource for understanding Stoicism in the ancient world. Without this book, our knowledge of Stoicism would be incomplete. Zeno also authored several other works, including on death, on life, on old age, on friendship, on the end of the world, and on the chief good. Unfortunately, none of these works have survived to the present day. And since we mentioned Zeno's brother, let us talk more about him in the next point. Number 2, Athenodorus was the brother of Aratus. While little is known about Athenodorus' life, his brother Aratus is a well-known figure in the history of philosophy. Born around 320 BC in the Greek city of Soli, located in present-day Turkey, Aratus followed in the footsteps of his father, also named Aratus, who was a soldier and politician in the service of the king of Pontus. However, the younger Aratus abandoned a military career, and turned to philosophy instead. Like his brother Athenodorus, he was a pupil of Zeno of Citium, and became one of the most ardent supporters of Stoicism. Epictetus' literary career began with poetry, but he later shifted to writing philosophical treatises. His extant works include 287 letters addressed to his pupil, Roman philosopher Lucian, and 56 fragments of his larger work, the Discourses. Although little is known about Epictetus' life, his writings reveal that he was held in high regard by his contemporaries. One incident in particular highlights his influence. During a public debate between Stoics and Epicureans in Athens, the Stoics were outnumbered and losing the argument. Just as the situation seemed most dire, Epictetus stepped forward, delivered a powerful speech defending Stoicism, and single-handedly turned the tide in favor of his side. Despite his success in Athens, Epictetus eventually faced opposition from the philosopher Diogenes of Babylon, who accused him of plagiarizing the teachings of Stoic philosophy. In response, Epictetus composed a poem comparing himself to Homer, the renowned Greek poet, and famously declared, "I am not Homer, yet I sing." Ironically, Diogenes' accusation backfired, and instead enhanced Epictetus' reputation as a brilliant philosopher. Although Athenodorus' brother, Epictetus, achieved greater fame as a philosopher, both brothers made significant contributions to the field. Athenodorus is remembered for his efforts in organizing and systematizing Stoic teachings, while Epictetus is celebrated for his influential writings and his captivating personality. Together, they played a pivotal role in shaping Stoicism and its impact on the ancient world. 3. Athenodorus died in the year 275 BC. Although not much is known about Athenodorus' life, his brother's writings provide some valuable insights. According to Athenodorus fell ill and wrote a letter to his student, in which he expressed concern about his health and inquired about the well-being of his own son. However, he reassured his student that even if he were to die, his son would continue to receive guidance from other Stoics like Zeno and In another letter, Epictetus informed his pupil that Athenodorus had indeed passed away and advised him to focus on living a virtuous and fulfilling life according to nature. While Athenodorus may not be as well known as some of his fellow Stoics, his contributions to the school should not be overlooked. One of his notable teachings was on the importance of accepting one's fate with tranquility. He believed that by living in accordance with nature and accepting whatever life throws one's way, one could achieve inner peace and contentment. Athenodorus' approach to life was deeply influenced by his mentor Zeno of Citium, who emphasized the importance of self-control and resilience in the face of adversity. Like Zeno, Athenodorus believed that the key to happiness lay in one's attitude towards external circumstances, and that one should not allow oneself to be swayed by the winds of fortune. Another important aspect of Athenodorus' philosophy was his emphasis on the interconnectedness of all things. He believed that everything in the universe was part of a greater whole, and that humans had a responsibility to live in harmony with nature and society. This idea was central to Stoic thought and reflected the belief that virtue and wisdom were not solitary pursuits, but rather called for engagement with the world. One of the most compelling aspects of Athenodorus' life was his decision to walk barefoot from Athens to make this journey of approximately 125 miles was undertaken as a form of protest against the luxurious and extravagant lifestyle of the wealthy. By renouncing material possessions and comforts, Athenodorus demonstrated his commitment to living a simple and virtuous life in accordance with nature. This act of asceticism also highlighted his belief in the importance of self-discipline and the pursuit of inner peace over material wealth and social status. It is through studying the lives and teachings of great thinkers like Athenodorus that we can gain a deeper understanding of the human condition and the complexities of life. By reflecting on their ideas and contemplating their actions, we are challenged to examine our own beliefs and values, and to consider new ways of thinking about the world around us. Whether we agree with Athenodorus' philosophy or not, his life and teachings serve as a valuable reminder of the importance of living a life of purpose, integrity, and resilience in the face of adversity. Thank you for watching this episode. If you liked it, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any of our upcoming episodes.